for you guys?
Unfortunately, don't laugh.
I don't laugh it.
We were dealt a couple of blows.
When I say we, which school is this?
Signal Hill
Signal Hill Secondary School.
Yes, it's no secret. We were dealt a couple of blows.
I mean, over the years, Signal Hill, they've been beating people left, right, front, and center.
Yes.
And at the secondary, at the schools level, it's like transition. Every year, you will lose some of your better players, and then obviously it's an opportunity for those below to come up. So you take licks this year and you can share licks again next year.
Of course, we are using it
take
as
a licks and lose your voice.
We are using it as an opportunity and an experience to come out even bigger and better next year. Right, for the netball season.
Fantastic. So you played how many games so far?
Oh my. We have 4 teams. We have 2 under 13 teams, 2 under 13 teams, 1 under 15, 1 under 20. So honestly, I cannot tell you how many games we've done. But
okay, and the league allows schools to field more than one team.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yes. I mean, that question was raised at the primary schools football level.
Yes.
Where one particular school, they have a number of under 12 players, but obviously all of them can't play at the same time.
Right.
So they wanted to field 2 teams. But we basically follow the module of the national executive that they only allow one team
per school.
It's something that probably we can raise at that level, because secondary schools doing it, or secondary schools netball doing
it,
you know, and it's an opportunity for me. Like me, I always say sport for all. Yeah. So I mean, if it is that one school can field 2 teams and allow young people to play sport. That's
because I mean,
cool.
and in addition to that, you're also disappointing teams that actually don't make teams. So you can have a team 1, a team 2, a A team 1, and a B team. For example, when we had announced that we're gonna take part now, we just jumped into the netball season. The girls had no training, especially the under 13.
Well, COVID normally
at
the you have netball at the primary school level, and most times you have the standard 5 students participating,
of course,
and then you will have when they go to secondary school, they have a first form competition. So you're it's like you're gradually moving up. So with COVID,
a lot of them would have missed that set.
So they go straight into the.
So they go straight into it.
Yeah,
and we decided really that we were going to have these teams. Yeah. And when we announced who was interested in netball, the amount of persons that we had signed up, and then we still had to pick from those persons to just get 2 teams here.
Let them play, man. Let them play.
Yeah, let them play.
So we have netball. I know that you guys also have been hampered by the bad weather, and I'm sorry to say that we don't have still an indoor facility. So that's the predictability of scheduling. It's very difficult for the persons in charge of secondary schools netball, because many a times you pass there and you see rain falling and the players are in the pavilion because they can't play, and then they have to go and mop the ground up. I'm really hoping that in a not too distant future, meaning not 5 years down the road, but probably this year or even early next year, because we have seen the structure up adjacent to the Dwight York Stadium there, that they can complete that indoor facility, so we can have predictability where scheduling is concerned, with netball, whether it's volleyball, basketball, all the sport that you'll have indoor. So hopefully in a not too distant future, in a year's time, we're going to have that completion of that indoor facility. Primary schools football, of which I'm intimately involved. Yes, involved with. I can tell you that we also have been hampered by bad weather. I mean, one of our playing areas down there, playing field at Lambeau. You saw the situation where we had the bad weather last week. A structure close to the field would have collapsed. Yes, so we can't play it anymore. And I want to thank the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport for their speedy, action in getting us new venues. So today we would have played matches at Idlewild Recreation Ground. First time we would have played there. And I mean, things went well there today. And then we went back to Blackrock. So I want to thank Louis Ford, better known as Buddha. He's the man marking the fields for us. Andrew McKenzie and all those guys involved, in getting, I mean, not getting upset when you call them last minute to get things done. Right. So the primary school football, we're still at the preliminary stages. Hopefully next week we can get all the preliminary matches out the way, and then we get into the knockout stages. I can tell you that Boku Government Primary School, Wim Anglican, those are the schools that are really doing the damage. Yes, they're doing damage. Speyside Anglican as well, doing some damage. Still unbeaten as well. But we're getting ready for that knockout stage where we're going to separate all the big boys from the small boys in that sense now. Secondary school football as well, that's happening?
Yeah, secondary school football is happening now. Of course, I am a referee as well. at a school. The under 16 and the under 14 was supposed to kick off, but as you know, the weather has been really pounding the facilities.
Yes.
And with so much football happening at this moment, the facilities are taking a serious beating.
Yeah.
So right now, I think the under 16 and the under 14, they are on hold because they want to save the field for the girls, the championship games and the premiership games.
The girls haven't started as yet?
Yeah, the girls have started. The girls have started. Schools are doing pretty well. Of course, we know Speyside is in the premiership. They would have played yesterday in Trinidad. They took a beating yesterday.
And they started off well, you know.
They started off really well. But, I mean, COVID again. I think a lot of, as you said, a lot of the players that would have got them into the premiership, they have already gone.
They moved on.
So those players who are now there, they would have experienced that COVID period, and they are now out. Yes, they started well, but they are now playing against the top of the table.
Yes.
So they got a good whooping yesterday. I think it was 8-0, if I'm not mistaken.
But and it's something, I don't know if you can touch on this part, because I've seen it where not just from us sporting enthusiasts here at Tobago Updates and Sports Live, in terms of the coverage when it comes to secondary schools football in Tobago. I mean, what's really happening there?
Of course, I stirred up a little bit of trouble.
I wouldn't call it stirred up trouble, because watch at this, right? As a youngster, you love to see yourself on television.
Of course.
And I can't tell me you are highlighting and going live with matches in Trinidad, taking it to the world. But when it comes to the Tobago teams, there's no coverage.
There's no coverage.
Only highlights. You know, in terms of the behind the scenes situation, I'm not aware of that. But I'm saying, if you buy the rights for secondary school football in Trinidad and Tobago, you must come here and cover the matches as well.
Of course, and then
you have to cover at least one or two matches a week.
It was an issue a couple of years ago, and of course I went live and I called out certain persons, and we had an arrangement going, but now it's different persons, right? And we don't seem to be getting eye to eye. So then, of course, we have to back up. But then it's very unfortunate for the athletes here, the footballers here, because first of all, they're not getting covered. The world is not seeing them as we would like them to.
Counterparts in Trinidad, they're getting seen.
Right? And then besides that, now they are playing. Let's say for some. One of these highlights, a coach becomes interested. There's no footage of these athletes, because no one is coming here to actually, they're just taking clips, little clips, and put it together.
So I think I don't want to say place the blame squarely on the SSFL, because obviously they're looking for cash, right? But I'm saying, if you're looking at balancing the scale, you have to understand that football is also played in Tobago. The same secondary schools football that you are advocating for, the same secondary schools football that when they did the proposal, they did for Trinidad and Tobago. You need to have coverage here in Tobago. You need to have coverage.
We need exposure here.
You need that exposure.
We have players here that are just as good as anyone in Trinidad. And we need to expose our players as well.
Very much
so. I am not blaming anyone. Business is business.
Yes, of course. Of course.
I want to advocate for my athletes here. We want to push them just as much as anybody else in the world. So then if it is that you are buying the rights for wherever, then it's Trinidad and Tobago. You need to bring someone, give us at least one outside. Let's go.
And you say one, I think more than one, but
hopefully per school, you give us some games in between.
Hopefully we're gonna make this go viral, and I mean they can hear us out. It's not too late to at least come and cover some of the matches, because you get into this, you get into the area where you're separating the big boys from the small boys, as I mentioned before, and it's good to see Tobago teams making the national news as well too, play of the day and all these different things. But as I said, behind the scenes, we're not sure what's happening there. And in terms of TFA football, before we go to the break, I mean, I've been following some of the updates, and I must say that Tobago Updates and Tobago Sports have been covering some of the matches. And I must big up our national stations, I guess, TV6 and even CNG3, taking some of the footage and showcasing
to the
and
that is what we want. That is exactly what we want.
To let them know that it is Trinidad and Tobago.
Of course, things happening.
Things happening here too, and good things. I mean, people think that I am from Canaan Bonaccord, right? But I always say Canaan Bonaccord is my home. I am from Castara, the beautiful village of Castara. But I often give Canaan Bonaccord the credit for grooming Marcus Daniel. Right. And I saw Phoenix playing the other day there. I think they are still unbeaten. Speyside as well. So the TFA League, three divisions.
Yes.
Eastern, Western, and Central. And of course the top 4 or something going forward to the
top two goes forward, right. And then the second best, two best or something.
Yeah, so that's happening as well. So there's a lot of football on some of the grounds that are not well maintained there. And when you have rain,
me, I did a game last night, and I ended it in mud. It looked like I was playing in mud.
When they have rain, you know. But I mean, indeed, I'm mudful. But guys, thank you so much for staying with us. As I said before, we have a lot to talk about tonight. Tobago Cycling Classic going to be starting off tomorrow. In fact, they did their welcoming today.
Yes.
Right, and then I'm sure that you saw our guys from Oceanos, the Dragon Boat team, doing good down there in Trinidad. They'll be on set with us tonight discussing their success against the bigger teams in Trinidad. I mean, we big and bad. We go down there and we destroy people because we have beach here too, you know. But you're going to hear from those guys after the break because, of course, we are informative,
interactive,
and we are downright entertaining. Stay tuned. Of course, share the live, share the live.
Chop! Are you ready? On Sunday 23rd October at the Dwight York Stadium, featuring a man who understands the assignment.
Attention, Jesus, I get sick of it.
The Ladies' Choice.
Girl, you got the body of a goddess. Some girl I talk, tell them, say them happy.
Jamaica's hitmaker.
I tell us, them me now worry about no. As long as me got life.
TJ.
Me get out the road, so she want love the woman on me yard.
Sunday, October 23rd, 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. At the Dwight York Stadium is water, paint, foam, powder, coolers, and bikinis. And breakfast in the biggest Juve Fred and Tobago Carnival. Soca Jam. Soca Jam.
Make you feel it's mass again, it's mass again, it's mass again. Yes, remember the music, remember the girls, all them girls whining in the road. Fog Angels, Juve band, mass band.
The biggest and sexiest Juve band, Tobago down to Milano. Boy, fuck Angels, the girl them need, yeah. But the girl them plead, fuck Angels, the girl them crave for, they really need it too. When you play with the band, it's a vibe now. Fuck Angels, keep it alive now. And you never wanna leave, cause the drinks them running for true. Yo, tell a cruise, make the ball up. Say whoa, Juve band is over you. Fuck Angels is over you. The ball up, jump and ball up.
Let's go.
And welcome welcome back to Inside the Game. Of course, just before the break, you would have heard Marcus said that we have some guests here from the Tobago International Cycling Classic. But I got that right. Right, so we have 3 gentlemen on set here with me. Of course, one of them you are going to be familiar with. He's the official liaison for this event, Mr. Clayton Clark. And the other 2 gentlemen here, I'm going to have them introduce themselves.
Enrique the Common.
And what's your path in the the part that you play in this event?
He's a member of Team Farm.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Team Farm.
And your name is?
My name is Cesar Marte.
Yeah, he's from the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, from Dominican.
Yeah.
All right. So this is Cesar?
Yeah, I'm Cesar.
Okay, and this is Enrique. All right. I hope I don't mix that up.
Yeah.
All right. So this event is set to take place here in Tobago. Has it happened here before?
Yes, this is the 34th edition.
The 34th edition.
What happens that, of course, because of COVID the last 2 years, so it's now making a return. And this year it's sort of scaled down. It's only 3 stages. Normally it's around 5 stages. These gentlemen are from Team Pharmaco, which is led by our own Emil Abraham, who was supposed to be here this evening. He's not here. And there are members from the US, Colombia, of course, Enrique is from Trinidad
Switzerland
and
as well.
Switzerland. So it's an international team.
Right.
We have 4. When teams are athletes just coming together to compete, so you have 4 what they call 4 big team: Division 1, Team Foundation, Team Ride, Team Raiders, and Miami
Blazers.
Blazers. A mostly Bajan team, but you have athletes from other countries represented. We have USA, Switzerland, Canada, Venezuela, Dominican Republic. We had some challenges this year because getting flights to Tobago.
Right.
Not just to Tobago,
but
getting from international destinations. Okay. It's costly, and athletes will prefer to travel direct with all the equipment. They don't want to be hopping, and so that was a challenge. But it's on a reduced field this year, probably just over 100. Normally it's 150 and more.
Right.
But as I said, the organizers anticipated, so they scale it back. So not sure the funding is going to happen, the flight arrangements. So it's scaled back. Only 3 stages. Tomorrow starts Saturday, and then the tour of Tobago on Sunday.
Okay, so it's actually happening this weekend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Today
so
we had the opening.
Yes, tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow,
and the opening was today. Yes. It starts tomorrow.
So tomorrow
Where is it taking
1
place?
starts in front of Scarborough Secondary. This is about the 2nd year we're having that. Scarborough Sec, you go east, go up Wilkes Hill.
Right.
Old Farm Road onto the highway, down to past the Gulf City Mall. You turn left by Viola's place there, back onto the old Milford Road, past Chief Secretary residence, right up to Lambo. The Division 1, they're going to do that 10 times. Division 2, 5 times. And the Division 3, 2 times. And then on Saturday, it's the, what do you call the Wilson Road Criterion, 1,000,000 times around. Yes, and that's action because every 2 minutes they're going to be coming.
They're going to be passing around.
You have sprints, you have it's really fun. Fun spills and trills. And then on Sunday, it's the tour of Tobago.
Right.
Starting in front of, go back to Wilson Road, start in front by the market there. And the tour of Tobago starts at the Esplanade 7 a.m. and goes right around Tobago, and hopefully before the Blue Food action gets underway, they're going to be back in.
Okay.
Yes.
And these 2 gentlemen, are you all going to be riding?
Yeah, we competing.
Okay.
Looking forward to it after 2 years of it not being, not because of COVID, no events going on. So finally we have some racing. I mean, in Trinidad locally, we haven't had much races for the year, like literally probably 3 races. And now we get to do it on an international scale in 3 days. So I mean, you don't get more excited than that, Looking forward to it.
I'm here in 2018, and for me it's very good. But again, I love the road and I enjoy the race. And
of course, and you said you were here in 2018. So how did you enjoy Tobago? Are you looking forward to riding around the scenery and all that type of stuff?
Yeah, it's a couple ride, but I focus to the race, and I know possible to go to out, for every see, and yeah, for race.
Yes, and actually Cesar is the team's pick to win this year, speaking with the team leader Emil. He's the guy that they're going to rely on to do all the sprinting.
Right.
And cycling is that these teams work together. So who's going to take the early lead, who's going to be chasing. So he is the guy. Look out for him, Cesar Alberto.
So he's one that we have to look out for.
Yes.
And you are participating in all as well?
All 3 days as well.
The 3 days as well.
My job is basically to help our guy here come first, you know.
Okay,
Enrico was one of our top juniors. He's what, 21 now?
21 now.
Yes, so that name has been around.
2 years off the bike, but we're trying to start back, you know. Full force now.
Okay. And what was the response like? I know that you mentioned that there were problems with flights coming into the island, but what was the response, the overall response, when they actually came and said that, all right, we're putting back on this event? What was the overall response?
Very good, because what happened, initially the organizers were waiting to hear about the Tobago Carnival, so they could have scheduled this the week before, so the cyclists could have enjoyed it.
Right.
But the cyclists had booked already for the initial date, so they couldn't change it. We had, as I mentioned, so many countries. The two-time champion Oscar Patron, he's from Colombia, he's in. He's riding with Team Raiders. They have a strong team. Most of the teams are relatively small, 7 to 8. But when you see the teamwork out there, you see a guy go out, you know, and they all work together. We have the Division 2. That's the, we have couple regional, well, Commentary region, they have Barbados, as I mentioned. Anguilla as a representative. Grenada is expected in tonight. St. Lucia, they have a representative here.
Right.
Guyana, and then all the top local clubs, Division 2 and 3, or you name them, South Plains, Heatwave, Breakaway. And Tobago, Mark London has moved up to the Division 2. He has won the Division 3 several years. We know Mark London in track and field.
That's a name that we know.
And the triathlon, and he does well at cycling as well. And Atiba Whiteman, Kate Sobers, and Brunson Chapman, they all registered today.
Right.
So we have a good Tobago representation there. There's a 2 female team coached by 2-time Olympian Jessine Phillips.
Right.
He's making his debut as a coach. They are here, they are still young, teenagers. And there was one lady from Barbados, she checked in today. So we have some female presence. So the action, 8 o'clock tomorrow, and here the good thing tomorrow, no school. So the roads at Scarborough Sec there, no traffic.
Will be clear, right?
Yes. Saturday also, Scarborough Market Square, Wilson Road also 8 o'clock. And on Sunday starts at 11. You can, our Facebook page, you can check out for results of Tobago. And Enrico was here before, and we have a treat for them. They all look forward to the beach line.
Yeah, it's always a fun
day. Why not? How to wine, we teach them how to do the limbo. They eat, they have a good time, and it's a good chance to interact with them, chat with them.
Yeah.
So we actually have a winner, the best wine and best limbo. Yes.
So they definitely have that to look forward to besides
and the
racing.
Cubans and the drum reps, sure the salsa and Latino in that area.
It's performance on and off the bike.
Performance on and off the bike. I like that. Yes. I like that. Spoken like a true Trinidad. Yeah. We'll see who comes on top. We'll see who will be the top performer both on and off the bike. Right. That's definitely to look forward to. So Tobago, I am pleading with you. Of course, we know we're gonna have action this weekend, cycling action. So we are pleading to the motorists, please, if you're passing in the direction where these guys are riding, please be careful. Be mindful of the riders. We don't want anybody getting licked off their bikes, right? We want them to have fun. They're here to ride. It's an international competition, so please be mindful of the riders.
I just want to add the police service very much involved. They were down there meeting, and TEMA also involved, and especially when you go around Tobago, TEMA is there keeping tabs. You know where the cyclists are.
Right.
And already they're dealing with, checking for landslides after 2 weeks of rain last week. So TEMA is very much involved. As I mentioned, it's scale down. So
right.
The Plymouth criterion usually a bit they have to withdraw that for this year, but the idea is now that we're going to take our time and get back to next year in the next 2 years.
Right, build it back, basically.
Yes.
All right, nice. Sounds like a lot of fun, and I wish you guys both luck tomorrow in your ride. Anything else you want to tell us?
Yes, well, you can come out. Market Square is the thing because it's fast pack every 2 minutes.
That's going to be exciting day for sure.
And the sharp corners there, and it's not like the one tomorrow is.
It's a spectator friendly day.
Yes, very spectator friendly. You can stay wherever you're along the course. and they're going to be coming in 2-2s. Time they go, they're coming around again. But again, you know, we're just appealing to the traffic. You know, we're going to be a little inconvenience. It's just about 3 to 4 hours. You know, it's all for the good of the sport, and these foreigners, they just love to come here. Store Bay is right there. They're staying on Johnson's apartment. Store Bay, they walk from the airport over to there. And where you all went tonight?
Tonight?
Yeah, they all went out and had,
team dinner. Yeah.
Yes.
Tonight is a rest night for the gentlemen. They have to perform in the morning. So leave them alone for tonight.
No, they went out already and had something.
They went out already. Okay. Casual dinner. He's making sure let me know casual dinner.
And they all stay in one area, what they call the Cyclist Village at Johnson's apartment. So they interact, they chat. They really beautiful sunset this evening. It was awesome. And they warm beach in the morning, and they come back, they go straight to the beach. So it's
one time.
I mean, we don't know what we have here.
Experiencing this beautiful island that is called
Tobago never disappoints.
I love it. Tobago never disappoints. I just wish you guys would have been here closer to the carnival to see what Tobago really has to offer.
Alright, so just to remind you, the race starts 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Opposite Scarborough Second, what we call in the Milford Road extension between the bakery, just past the bakery there. Saturday also 8 o'clock. Wilson Road, right? The car park. What do you call it? Market Square car park. And on Sunday, it starts at the Esplanade, just a little walk over 7 o'clock, right around Tobago. So you, wherever you are, your villagers, look out for them and cheer them on. They're coming from all over the world to be on our beautiful island of Tobago.
Right, and you said it's just over 100 riders, right?
Yes.
Right, just over 100 riders. So guys, on the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th, cycling action rides here in Tobago. You heard it from the liaison himself, Mr. Clayton Clark. Tomorrow is what time?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock Saturday.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock, and Sunday is 7
o'clock. And we just want to big up all our sponsors and supporters. Thank you all very much. Muchas gracias. Yes.
I love it. All right. So thank you guys for joining us. And of course, we wish all the riders and yourselves luck tomorrow. I hope you have a great time. I hope you guys win. Right? I'm rooting for you guys. You're the only cyclist I know, so I'm rooting for you guys. Right?
Thanks for having us again.
No problem at all. We're always happy to have you here. So guys, that's it from the guys here from cycling. Go out and support the 14, 15, and the 16. That's starting tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday. Go out and support them wherever you are. You can wave your red, white and black, or whoever you are supporting. Go out and watch you guys as they pass along, zipping past you in those sprints, right? So we'll take a break now, and we will be right back with the Oceanus crew.
Let's go!
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
If you see or know about a crime, report a crime safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. You can play your part safely and anonymously. Report a crime. Earn a reward. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime. Be a hero. Champion. Fearless citizen. Be a crime stopper safely and anonymously. Call 800-TIPS. Help stop crime.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard, I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard, I tell them never ever worry, what I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorns Place with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorns Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Hey, welcome back to Inside the Game. Of course, we are live here at the Port Mall. And of course, you just heard from the guys from the Tobago International Cycling Classic. Yes, you're going to see me down there with my BMX tomorrow, starting at Scarborough Sec. No school tomorrow, so nobody can bounce me down. But again, we're pleading with all this, the motorists. Please, we have the cyclists doing their thing from tomorrow until Sunday. You heard about the stages. And of course, I want to thank them for coming to Clayton Clark and the team. But we are joined by some beautiful people from Oceanus, from cycling to dragon boat racing. And of course, I'm sure you guys would have seen on your television and in the papers, these guys making front pages and back pages, beating people in Trinidad. So let me welcome them here tonight. We have Georgina, the beautiful Georgina Peterkin. We have Nicola, and we have Mr. Daniel, Jumo Daniel. Guys, thank you so much for being here this evening with us. And you all are still all smiles from your licks in Trinidad. Yeah. Just, I know you. I mean, you are like nothing better than sharing licks in Trinidad. I mean, from what I saw, you guys came back with two wins and second place. That's in the men's category, right?
So we got 1 goal in the female category, and we got 1 goal in the men's.
In the men's?
Yeah.
Two goals.
Two goals, sorry. Yeah. 2 goals in the men. Yeah. Which is Open 500.
Open 500.
And
Open 200.
Open 200.
So I was expecting that, you had medals and trophies to display tonight.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't work with the medals.
Right, so, and this was the Chinese.
Yes, 15th annual Chinese Arrival Dragon Boat Festival.
Right, and you are the manager of the team, right?
Yes.
And you are the female captain and the male captain.
Yes.
I will start with you, Juma, right?
Yeah.
Because dragon boating is like not one of the popular sports in Tobago. You hear cricket, you hear football. I mean, what made you guys started? What's the drive for dragon boating Tobago from you and your team?
All right. Well, basically, this thing started as myself, going down and taking in a little bit of dragon boat.
Right.
Right, back in the days, basically, right, and when I saw the competition,
right,
well, I'm a fella, I like to compete,
right,
I like to compete a lot,
yeah.
Right? So when I saw the competition, the intensity of this sport, I said, well, I really feel I could pull a squad together, right? At that time, I think I was traveling with choir,
yeah,
right, and that's how Georgina came in,
right. Well, she's a good manager too, yes, of course, yeah, she get things
right.
Yeah.
So we put our heads together and we said, hey, we could.
Get a Tobago team.
Yeah, we could have a Tobago team to compete against those coming up from Trinidad to really, put a little
right.
on.
So, and this was how long ago?
This was about, the team is about 10 years old.
10 years old.
We're actually celebrating 10th anniversary this year.
Right, and you guys are rubbing shoulders with the big guns in Trinidad.
Yes.
Because I mean, and you tell me about the results in Trinidad this weekend. You all, how many teams participated? And the different races you guys participated in.
Right. So when we enter regatta, we always try to participate in all the entries you could see.
Right.
Right. So basically we ran females race, we ran 500, open and mix, and we ran 200 open and mix. That was all the races they had carded based on the Premier division, right? Because they have a lot of divisions based on, you know.
So what division you all won?
The Premier.
The Premier division. That's the Premier division where the top teams.
The top,
the top because I mean, if anybody into dragon boat racing would hear about Aquaholics,
yes,
Aquaholics, and you are a 10-year-old team, right? And you have beaten Aquaholics more than once, because I remember when they had the Pan American opening in Pigeon Point, you guys defeated Aquaholics. Is there a rivalry there now?
No. Well, listen to this.
Yes.
When I had to say, right, Aquaholics is a team that was there. We looked up to Aquaholics basically, right? And there's no rivalry, but we had to say one that's push each other, basically. Right. So and to me, dragon boat is a thing that, you know, you're a community, you have to get together, you have to get in this kind of sport too. So the rivalry thing, yes, at that point, but when you're off the water, you're back together.
So Judge, you pleased with the results over the weekend, or you were looking for a clean sweep?
No, we always look for a clean sweep, but the losses that I wouldn't even call them, the second places that we got is by seconds.
Right.
So I am very much pleased.
And that was by who defeated you guys by seconds there?
Aquaholics.
And this was in the what division? 500?
500 mix and 200 mix.
So 200, 500. Which is your favorite? Which one is your favorite for you guys?
For me,
was it pet event?
No. The longer distance races, like the 500 is
a sprint.
Yeah. No.
The 200 is a sprint.
Right.
Yeah, the 500 is a much more longer distance.
And if I could boast, we won the 200 open mix open in 47 seconds.
47 seconds.
Right. And Nicola, I mean, you look very sharp. So I can see that you are the team leader of the female team. I mean, how was competing for you guys? How was competing for the female team over the weekend?
Well, this would have been the first time that I competed with the female team, and it was great. The adrenaline was up, everything.
So when you say the first time, all female, or you probably did mix? You didn't mix?
No, yes, I pulled with the mix as well. But I'm talking about the first time that I am competing with the females.
All female
category.
Oh, okay.
It's the first time we brought a team.
The first time we ever got a really a female team.
And I want to come to you just with this part here. I mean, we had 2 years of COVID, and I'm sure that you guys would have had a down period as well.
Yes, very much.
What would you guys have done over the 2-year period to keep this unit together to go and beat people in Trinidad?
We did online training. So what we did, when they opened up and had, like, you could do pockets of 5 and stuff.
Right.
So we did land, well, we call it land trading. We have what is called a erg machine. It's like a simulation to the paddling. So we had that, and then we had pockets of fitness online. So we would have the fitness coaches running the online, you know, so we kept together as a unit, separate but together.
And you lost members, or you gained members? You lost members?
We actually gained members. Yeah, we actually gained members. And, you know, everybody was so enthusiastic going down into this regatta. And we also using this as a stepping stone into the Pan American Games. Is next year in March.
We're gonna come to that.
Yeah. So we wanted to see where our fitness level was at this Chinese festival last weekend. As I said, going into Pan American, and I was super excited for this because I've been keeping my fingers crossed for a female team for the longest while, and to see those girls on the water beating the teams, a very old team, by 3 boat lengths. I was like, so, but I had to compose myself because I wear 2 hats in the dragon boat, so you know.
So, and Nicola, I mean, competing against those teams in Trinidad, and I'm guessing that the conditions in Tobago much different than the conditions in Trinidad in terms of the waters where you guys train. Where you train in Tobago?
Pigeon Point,
right? And how would you compare the conditions here to Trinidad? First time you're competing in Trinidad.
Yeah, well, over here the water is more intense.
It's more intense.
That kind of way. But when we were in Trinidad for the regatta there, due to the weather, we did experience those kind of rough waters. So it kind of helped us in the sense that when we go to Trinidad in this regatta here, we we're able to paddle through it because we're accustomed to that in Tobago,
right.
more or less. You understand? So the water wasn't really a problem for us.
Yeah, and how many teams are they only Trinidad and Tobago teams, or we have teams from outside Trinidad and Tobago?
No, only Trinidad and Tobago teams for this regatta.
Okay, and how many teams you guys competed against in your division?
For the women?
Yeah.
One other team.
So it was just 2 female?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay.
In the 500 meter. So depending on the distance, you will have different teams competing. So there was only one team who, well, there were other teams who were registered, and when they see us Oceanos, they drop out. So only one team.
And Nicola, right? I mean, when you think about females, you think about netball and probably some other sport. But I mean, what got you involved in Dragon Boat? As a friend, or you saw it as attractive as Jomo would have mentioned that he went to Trinidad some years ago and he saw it.
No, right here.
Right. So what made you get involved in that?
Because sometime I went down to Pigeon Point with my children, and it had a competition going on down there, and I was like, this thing looking easy, man. I feel I will give it a try. And I came and I spoke to Jomo. And I think I spoke to him in front of judge as well too, and they informed me of the days and the timings and stuff, you know. But when I went the first day, it wasn't so easy at all. I wanted to stop, but the captain, Jomo, probably saw something in me that I didn't see.
She competitive.
And I ended up sticking with it, and I ended up growing to love it. I do love this sport.
Fantastic. And how was preparation heading into the last weekend's events?
Well, as always, we just have a challenge to get everybody in the same place at the same time, because people and their lives and all these kind of stuff, right? But leading up to it, I'd say it was pretty much okay. Right, because I could say in practice majority of the times I got about 70% of the people. Yeah, so this pocket of people got come now, this pocket of people got come, and then after I gotta put that together now.
But what's the motivation for Dragon Boaters? Because you all don't win prize money, right?
No.
So I mean, if I go down and play a sport, I play cricket. I don't want to know what's the first prize was in there. Because cricket equipment very expensive. I'm guessing that Dragon Boat is just how to probably get some stamina, get some muscles. It's not all muscles, right?
No, it's not.
It's not all muscles.
Because we have had people who come into fitness, and as Nicola said, second time on the boat, nah, this is not for me, boy.
Right. I mean, because I'm also thinking, because they're going to come back and say what's the motivation, that you all need to be like one, because it's like a synchronized
very synchronized sport.
So you need to have team bonding. You have team bonding as well.
Have to.
Yeah. I used to Dragon Boat as well, education team.
Yeah, I remember.
It's called last sport. I got to that much no way. But I mean, what's the motivation? What's the motivation for you guys to keep participating in these events and win probably some trophies with $10 or something? What's the motivation there?
Yeah, to me the motivation is for me, right? Is building people and sending them in a particular direction. If it's that you're committed to something like Dragon Boat, you can distribute this into life, basically.
Discipline. And that's it for me, the discipline.
For you.
The unity, the discipline that it gives, and it's one team.
Right.
And I love team sports, right? I don't understand golf, but I love team sports. So, and just looking at it on the water, when you see like the sprint race, the 200, and you see everybody, it looks like one paddle in the water. It is so beautiful.
Because I saw some, and the producer, I saw some videos of you guys competing, and I mean, just look at that. And in terms of the drive for the sport in Tobago, are you seeing that people going to Dragon Boat? Because I just saw this year when we had the sports camp, we had Dragon Boat as part of the sport camp. I mean, you must be delighted about that.
I am. So one of with my other hat, one of my charge is developing the sport in Tobago. So I've been working closely with the sports division in developing, and the Dragon Boat camp was the first thing. What I'm also trying to do is to get into the schools, to bring it into the schools.
Because you have plenty of schools in Trinidad.
Yes, and it's time for Tobago to have schools going, because they have a special regatta for school that happens April, May, right? And I would love to see some Tobago schools going down.
So we're pushing for that in Tobago.
Yes, I am pushing for that as well. So I'm trying to get into the schools. So the camp was the first start. feeling out the kids how and they love it. The camp was a success.
Yeah.
So my next step is getting into the schools. We are doing a school tour through the division.
Fantastic.
Next week Friday.
Right, okay.
Yeah, we're going to be at Oceanos.
Hey,
so
okay, fantastic. I must say I like your jerseys as well.
Thank you.
And of course, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
I think that's good awareness there.
Yeah.
And in terms of I was going to ask you a question, piggybacking on what you have said there in terms of getting involved with the schools.
Yeah.
And in terms of sponsorship for you guys, you only look for people who have money to participate.
As you said, Dragonboat is not a money-making sport. So what you look for is to get the corporate sponsors involved in your team, trust your team, and sponsor it accordingly. Right. So it's a sport that we have. In the beginning, we had 11 Dragon Boat teams in Tobago.
Right. So how many Dragon Boat teams you have now? 2 Dragon Boat teams. And
it's not because it's not because of COVID. It's because of the discipline. It's about the commitment you have to do. And as Jomo said, people's lives are different, and it's not a money-making sport.
Yeah, and that's why I asked, what's the motivation for Oceanos? Because you working, but still Oceanos is still a team.
Yeah.
So I mean,
as Jomo says, is the development, the dedication, the competitiveness. I have a great bunch of people that the competitiveness within them. You know, when we go to regattas and saying, I don't manage. Right. I do what I have to do in the back, and the rest is up to them. And people always say, why my team can't be like your team?
Well organized. Well organized.
Yeah.
You must have
the focus. And that is why I want to get into the school. Yes, that's why I want to get into the schools too, because it's a very disciplined sport, and it teach you working together as a team. Right. You don't want to be speaking to me, but once we're on that boat, we focus on one discipline, and is moving that boat through the water.
Fantastic. I mean, where do you see Oceanos in 5 years? I mean, Judge mentioned Pan American Games is next year. That's your next focus. That's the next big thing for Oceanos.
Yes, basically, right? But I want to push the team to our Worlds.
So there's a World. There's a Worlds. Where's that held?
Well, next year. August, it will be in Thailand.
So next year is going to be Worlds as well. So Pan American and Worlds.
And Worlds later on in Thailand.
Right. So how is Oceanos preparing for that?
No, well, it's
Worlds
sponsorship as well.
Worlds is a country thing.
Oh, so it's not club.
No, it's not club.
So there's a Trinidad and Tobago Dragon Boat team?
Not yet.
Right. So how are we getting Oceanos involved there? Oceanos Dragon Boaters.
So we're gonna push for the federation to start looking at rules and doing selections and stuff. But it's going to take a lot to get it going.
But you're gonna make an effort, you make an attempt to
most definitely. Because I don't think Trinidad and Tobago they ever went. I remember at one time we did do tryouts for the Trinidad and Tobago team. I had a couple members that was successful, but I think due to funding we never went to the games. So I'm hoping that, you know, if we start early and we start pushing on the federation to get this Trinidad and Tobago team together to do the Worlds, but for now it's mostly the club crew championships.
And as we wrap, I mean, I have to congratulate you guys for keeping it together and for making Tobago proud, because the back page of the Newsday was Tobago's Oceanos dominate.
Yes.
Tobago, I am indeed proud. As I said, so up next for you guys, Pan American
Club Crew Championship in March 2023 in Panama.
I say, are you guys still recruiting members?
So always, we're always recruiting.
So how can persons interested get in touch with you guys?
So they can do our Facebook page. We have Facebook page. We have an Instagram page, or they can call Jomo.
Right. What's your Facebook name? The page?
Oceanos Tobago.
Oceanos Tobago. Yeah. Okay, so you can follow the page there.
Yeah, and you can follow our Instagram page as well. Same thing, Oceanos Tobago. Or they can call Jomo. Well, Jomo's number is on the page, and they can call Jomo.
What's the membership like? How many members do you have of the squad?
45 persons.
45 persons, and the demographic is like
more men than women.
Yeah.
But that will soon change, because when the women of Tobago heard what we did in Trinidad, we know we're gonna get more women to come out.
And Nicola, I mean, as a female, I mean, what we want to tell others who think jog and boat is probably a muscle sport?
It is not. Come down.
So it's more technique.
And as I say,
synchronization
and you're working with a team. So it's not to say like it's one person that move the boat, it's the whole team.
It's the whole team. So your message to them is that come on, join and come and see. Yes. I mean, any closing comments?
Once you have that commitment in your mind, feel free to enter.
Fantastic. And any closing comments from you?
Dragon boating, try.
Come on, try.
Try it.
That's all I can say.
Let's try.
Yeah, just try it.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So you guys, of course, we have been chatting here with Oceanos Dragon Boat team, the successful Oceanos Dragon Boat team. I think you guys can give them a round of applause wherever you are sitting right now. They would have represented Tobago. Yes, they represented themselves, but they represented Tobago. Where are you guys based in Tobago? Where would you say you are based? So
Pigeon Point.
You train how many times a week you train?
Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m.
Right.
And Saturdays at 6 a.m.
Right. So persons can just come down there and look for you guys.
Yes.
Fantastic. So it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. We start with 11. We're down to 2 Dragon Boat teams. What's the other one?
Aquaforce.
Aquaforce. And obviously we were aiming to improve that. We are back out and running where sport is concerned. So join the winning team. You know? Why not Dragon Boat? It's about discipline, stamina, not muscles. Yes. So I want to thank you guys so much for coming here tonight.
Welcome. Thank you for having us.
Yes, continue doing the good work and keeping Tobago on the lips of Trinidad and beat alcoholics. Yes, beat them. Yes, so folks, thank you so much. Yes, we're going to take a break. Of course, we are inside the game on Tobago Sports Live and Tobago Updates. Yes, we are informative, interactive, and downright entertainment. When we return, we're going to wrap up.
Our first step to security, but a possible access point for guns, drugs, crime. If it does not look right, do the right thing. Call Crime Stoppers anonymously. 800-8477. Report possible border crime.
Are you ready? On Sunday 23rd October at the Dwight York Stadium, featuring a man who understands the assignment.
Attention, she just I get sick of it.
The Lady's Choice.
Girl, you got the body, I forgot this. Some girl I talk, tell them, say them happy.
Jamaica's hitmaker.
I tell her, say me now worry about no. As long as me got life.
TJ.
Me girl out the road, so she want love the woman on me yard.
Sunday, October 23rd, 3 a.m. to 10 a.m.
At the Dwight York Stadium is water,
paint, foam,
powder,
coolers, and bikinis.
And breakfast in the biggest Troubaix Fred and Tobago Carnival.
Soca Jam.
Soca Jam.
welcome back. Thank you so much. Inside the Game live on Tobago Updates and Tobago Sports Life. Of course, we are located at the Port Mall, the tall floor, well, the last floor, well, the top floor at the Port Mall. Right, of course, I want to thank the guys from Oceanus. Wonderful interview. I want to say congratulations to them again for that wonderful work that they will have done over the weekend down there in Chagaramas. Yes, but we are up to our final interview here tonight. Now, he says I'm martial artist, so I'm far from he. You know, the same beware of those guys, the skills. You know, good evening to you, son. Thank you so much for being on set with us here.
How are you?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. I didn't get your name just before we started. So,
well, my name is Danny Roberts. But
Danny.
They call me Sensei Danny.
Sensei Danny Roberts.
Yes, good.
So, a sensei is someone who...
It just means teacher.
A teacher, so right.
Yeah.
Right. So Danny, we are here talking martial arts tonight.
Yes.
I mean, share with Tobago what you are here discussing.
Well, before we get there, because it's the same thing idea you had about martial arts is a
physical,
well,
I was playing Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee.
You see the same thing. We get spoiled by the television,
right?
But martial arts is more than that. It's
right. Tell me.
Discipline. You know, it's a lifestyle. It's a way of life. It actually really good with our youths. You know, that kind of good thing.
It teaches you self-control,
self-discipline, all that good stuff.
And how many years have you been involved in martial arts?
All my life since I was 5, so I've been about 40 years now.
Yeah. And do you compete or you just teach?
I finished competing. Just teach now.
Right.
I'm just a teacher now.
And in your competing days, I mean, what would you say has been the highlight of your career?
Well, I've been rated 4th in the Western Hemisphere already.
Right.
I was one of the top martial artists. Not one, you know, competing within Trinidad and Tobago. Some other outside competition we did.
Right.
You know, yeah.
And you know, here giving back to Tobago.
So I'm giving back. I'm giving back to Tobago.
Yeah. So, and what are you here to discuss with us here tonight?
Well, what we are having now, we're the one that are responsible for Pan American and the Olympic sports, because karate is now an Olympic sport and Pan American sports. When I was coming up, we didn't have that opportunity. So Tobago now have that opportunity to enter at that level of competition, right? So we're having our first annual grading that will be held in Speyside. That will be this upcoming Sunday at 2 o'clock. So, and actually we're going to be doing something there where we'll be opening a school in Speyside. We actually have one now in Scarborough, and we're hoping to open a couple of them between this year and next year, so that we could start a league to do development for the art form in Tobago. So, you know, that's what we're trying to do Sunday.
And both females, males?
Female and male.
And so, you know, what age group are catering for here?
We usually start from as young as 3 years old, because I'm in some kindergarten schools.
Right.
You know, but this, what we're doing is the sports side of it. There's a sports side of it. And then
explain the sports side of it.
Right. We're responsible for 3 disciplines in the sports side. We're responsible for sports karate, then we're responsible for continuous sparring, and then we're responsible for kickboxing. So all of them comes, you know, you start with the sports part, you know, the little, and then you
sparring.
Right, good, and then you start with the continuous sparring. And if you could advance more, then you'll go to the kickboxing area of the thing, right?
Okay.
And then we have things that call forms, where you do, like, we call them katas. You have musical, you have weapons, you have empty hand. So it's really a big thing. We're hoping, we have been lobbying the head body to bring the Pan Americans here, and which is they're going to bring it here next year, World Games. I want to say too much about it, but we're supposed to have a World Games here next year. And we'll bring
here, I mean Trinidad and Tobago.
In Tobago.
In Tobago?
In Tobago, yes.
Right.
We have been in discussions to have the World Games here next year. So we want to start developing and getting ourselves prepared, because it will be so sad that we have it here and nobody from Tobago participates.
And you keep mentioning we. Who is the we here?
Well, there's everybody, but there's a bigger club, because we have a big club.
What's the name of the club?
Tobago Martial Arts Academy.
And where are you guys based?
Well, right now we're in Scarborough, right at the library. I'm also in Monk St. George Police Youth Club.
Right.
And we're hoping to expand to the country, because I'm a countryman. So we're hoping to expand.
A Speyside man?
No, I'm from Glenmorgan.
From Glenmorgan, okay.
Yeah. So we're hoping to expand back to the countryside. You know, so.
Okay, and in terms of numbers, what's the numbers like in your club?
Right now we're over 50.
All right.
Yeah, because we're doing the sports karate, but There are other parts of the art form that could be teach, like for instance, women's self-defense.
Self-defense, yeah. Camille go like that, Camille.
I was just about to ask him what's about that.
Yeah, you could actually do. There are so many security companies in Tobago. There's an art, police tactics training that you can do. Then you have the person that work in the medical field that need to learn something called passive restraint, especially teachers.
Passive restraint.
It's a technique that you learn to restrain persons without hurting them and yourself. So you learn to do it the safe way, right? And you have the other parts of the art form, that they could also, persons could participate as adults.
Okay, well, Camille, I think I need to sign up,
No, I think I want a demonstration. I find Marcus and Sensei could give us a demonstration.
You see this thing here?
You see that, Marcus? You see that? They call him Mr. Marcus. Call Mr. Marcus.
Camille, let's skip that, right?
I think the public would have enjoyed that so much to see, a little demonstrations, get a little idea. Next time.
One of the things that we're lobbying for is that, everybody is saying all this thing, they want to start at the top.
Right.
They want to bring, nothing wrong with the police, nothing wrong with other things, but we really need to start down here instead of the discipline. And I heard the last
primary school level,
and all the because you heard the last group talking about discipline.
Yes.
We really need to start instilling back discipline because they're growing up, coming, and we know the end results. This is a way to teach them to control the anger, control, so because they're getting face to face with.
I just started today. You're seeing the youngsters what they are doing. Not discipline. My goodness. I'm happy that you came in. Albeit a little late. We're still happy that we took in and we're discussing this. I think this is very important. And if you can take this to the schools, primary, secondary, especially for our young boys, and teach them this as from our.
We have been lobbying the school, and so far Mr. Kerr has been responsive, and I think we'll be in there soon. I've spoke to because we're just registered with sports, because we're part of sports.
Fantastic.
I think they've been receptive so far. I think we'll be in there. And one appeal I would want to put out before you go is that we're looking for coaches. Now, you don't have to be a top martial artist. We want to get
must have some experience,
right? For the sports part of it, so we could have in different neighborhoods and start a little
very important.
So if anyone interested in being a part of what we're getting here to do,
I think this is very good for anger management. Sometimes,
of course, definitely.
The anger, if you can channel it in a particular way,
in a positive way. I would like to say that it's a positive way, rather than to exhibiting it in a negative way. You're going and fight somebody. I mean, put it into something positive.
I remember when I went to Scarborough Sec, part of our co-curriculum was karate or martial art, but we had to do that.
It is.
Yes, we had to do that in school.
It's a part of the PE curriculum.
Yes, we had to do that.
And we have to do it as exams. So they should really start. Because in China, Japan, all these places, they have it in the morning.
Very disciplined.
The discipline in the morning, the karate.
So before you go, just remind persons again who can sign up for your thing on Sunday and where they can sign up, numbers, what it is.
Well, it's a great, but we're going to hope that people from Space and the countryside come out.
When Space Side up? When Space
It's going to be at the high school.
At the high school, okay.
At 2 o'clock.
Right.
So we'll be there at 2 o'clock in Space Side at the high school.
And it's free. It's free to
anybody who wants to come and witness the grading. And after that, we'll do some kind of little self-defense for the public. And then we'll sign up certain persons up there.
So before we go, what exactly is the grading?
A grading is where you go to do a promotional test. There will be some people going to be getting the instructor certificate, and you have some people just be promoted from like white belt to yellow belt or whatever rank. So that is what's going to happen.
I think we need to have you back again.
Definitely.
To have a more in-depth conversation where martial art, because as you mentioned, people have this perception about martial arts. Watch Jackie Chan and Bruce Lee and Jet Li and all of them. And you mentioned a lot of positive things, which I think is needed at school. We need them at schools right now, because we see the direction the country is going with violence and all these different things. So, Sensei, thank you so much for joining us here tonight.
Thank you.
I really hope that the public, show up at that event on Sunday.
I know they will be there.
Right, and feel free to contact Porter again, and we can have a discussion. Have a discussion, right?
All right.
Can we go take a break? We're gonna come and wrap up.
We're gonna take a break and we're gonna come right back.
Fantastic. Yes.
Mamai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.
You don't know it's your boy Young Brother representing for Fog Angels, Big Bad, Juve and Mass Band. You understand? Sexiest band. Register today. Cause how to make you feel it, feel it. Fog Angels make you feel it, feel it. Fog Angels make you feel it, feel it. Fog Angels make you feel it, feel it. Make you feel it's mass again, it's mass again, it's mass again. Yes, remember the music, remember the girls. All them girls riding in the road. Fog Angels, Juve Band, Mass Band.
The biggest and sexiest Juve Band. Tobago down to Milan. Oh, fuck angels, the girl them need, yeah. But the girl them plead, fuck angels, the girl them pray for. They really need it too. When you play with the band, it's a vibe now. Fuck angels, keep it alive now. And you never wanna leave, cause the drinks them running for true. Yo, tell a cruise, make the baller. Say whoa, Juve Band is over you. Fuck angel is over you. The baller, jump and baller.
Welcome back once again to Inside the Game Live on Tobago Updates and Tobago Sports Live. We're just about there where we have to call it a night here at the Port Mall. Wonderful program once again. Lots of information from Oceanos, and we of course we heard from Sensi, and we had the guys from the Tobago Cycling Classic.
Yes.
And you know, as we usually end, we talk about the upcoming events that we have here in Tobago. Starting tomorrow, we have the Tobago Cycling Classic. I know that we have a cross-country event as well.
Yes.
And
it's called the Cross Run.
The Cross Run.
It's a 5K. It's a 5K. Yes, starting at Mount Open and finishing somewhere in Boko.
Secondary
schools. The Boko beach facility. Yeah, the Boko beach facility.
So it's a secondary school track and field 5K cross run open.
But it's open. Yes, it's open.
Yeah. And in the Tobago zone, the 23rd of that's next Sunday.
Yes.
Mount Irving to beach. That's right there, man.
Yeah, Mount Irving.
Yeah.
It's a 5K.
You could
it's a 5K though.
Them could do back on that, man. Back sidewalk and all kind of different things. So registration deadline is October 14th. October 14th. Absolutely no registration on race day. So it's only secondary school students I'm guessing can participate in this event, given that it's a secondary school track and field 5K course run open. I think that probably signals the start of this track and field season or something like that.
The cross country was supposed to take place last week Friday, but because of the rain.
Right.
Of course, you know, the golf course is usually on the golf course.
Yes.
And it's either they would have ended up been slipping and sliding, or they might have entered the Mount Irving puddle, right? So that had to be cancelled, and of course the cross run is going to be on the 23rd, which is going to be a little bit better. It's on the road. This one shouldn't have to cancel. Because of the weather.
Well, I expect persons to jump out for that. It's a very short distance, and it's more like downhill, you know. But it's up to the schools to get the members involved.
I must thank Mr. Porter for reminding me, because I have registration to do.
Yes, so that's something to look forward to next Sunday. And yes, how to forget? Cricket, you know, I can't talk inside the game sport and not talk about cricket. So this event is going to be happening next month at the Kingdom Monaco Hard Court. It's going to be the 10th annual Kingdom Monaco Sports Club Night Windball Cricket League. Of course, we just came out of the Tobago T10 Windball Cricket League, where the Excel Compound Spartans would have played unbeaten and won that event. And I know that they are gearing up again to to take the title down there, the King and Monaco hard
courts. That DXL team is really they're getting out there. Everything they are participating in, I love it. I love it. And it's a group of young men,
DXL,
which is
DXL, and it stands for The Extraordinary Lifestyle. So, but you see, the court league it's very. You have to be shut. You have to use strategy in the court. It's not like you have to come and just swing and hit the ball out the park and you get six.
Yes, because I think
have to hit the ball
if it goes over, it's out.
But there's an over that we call it power play over, that you can hit the ball out the
anyway.
But predominantly the turnovers, you have to run and runs. And what it calls for is picking the gaps. Yes, picking the gaps, and you have to get some pace as well. But it's always well attended in terms of teams, and the spectators, they love it. They love that line cricket. Stuff. And what I'm one of the organizers, and Selner, Jason Passad, and others. We come together and pull it off. What I really love to see about the cricket that we put on is the camaraderie, the community spirit. People will come and they'll cook, and the concessionaires will come out and sell up popcorn, hot dogs, and all these different things. Of course, we know Charmin. Always there with the hot dogs, of course.
I
know there's a guy, Preston Trim. Everyone knows Preston.
His smoothies.
And not just it, but I want to big up Preston. Preston did not allow his disability to keep him down.
Definitely.
And I have seen persons, able-bodied people, calling about they can't make ends meet. If you see Preston, if I post a flyer, it could be for a cleanup. Preston saying, "Hey, Marcus, you want a concessionaire?" He wants to be there. That's someone who's proactive. And I've often wanted to reach out on social media or even public and commend him and ask persons just to look at Preston and try to do the same, because you can make a lot from those little popcorn and hot dogs.
Exactly. A little smoothie, and if you see, if you look at what he's using, it's simple stuff. And you tastes great, make your money. Right. So we shouldn't really be complaining. You can't make ends meet. There are little things that you can do. Find ways.
And as we on that for Tobago Carnival, anybody looking for water, I will be selling water on the streets. Because I know people gonna be,
Marcus, I think I joined
Yeah, man. Water for sale, and I'm gonna put up a nice big sign on a Bristol board, Mr. Cricket's Water, on the road. So look out for me on the road. Any other update there? Yes. So this is our closing from the Tobago Wimbledon Cricket League.
Nice.
This is how we do it. After that 5 weeks of talking about it.
I love it.
Look at my mascot there, Marvin. Clean sweep. That's fantastic there. So Kami, I think that's it for the upcoming events.
Before we end, I want to give recognition to why I have on pink tonight. Marcus was supposed to be dressed in pink, but he forgot. This month is actually very close to my heart. It's the way I lost my mother. So it's very close to my heart, right? It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and today is actually Breast Cancer Awareness Day, right? It's the 13th of October, and this month, usually you see persons with that little pin, the little breast cancer day, cancer sign, right? As I said, it's a very close thing to my heart. So all the persons who are out there, who are actually, suffering from this wicked disease, hearts out to you, prayers out to you, everything.
And it's really sad, and I'm happy that persons, they recognize it and not just celebrate it because the world celebrates it, but understand the meaning behind it. A lot of persons would have lost a lot of loved ones at different ages from it. I apologize for not wearing the pink tonight. I missed the memo, but of course, condolences to you and your family on that. It's really sad, and so Oceanos they wore the pink as well.
They were wearing pink.
They wore the pink as well. And for other persons out there that have suffered the same fate, condolences to you, and keep up the awareness, keep up the awareness, and keep spreading it.
Do the necessaries to check yourselves, get tested, all these kind of things. Do the necessaries to protect yourself from such a disease. I mean, I know of some survivors. Ria. From the morning show. So big up to Ria. You are still here. You are here with us.
Fantastic. So Kami, wonderful show again.
Another great Tuesday night.
Another great Tuesday night. I want to thank you guys so much for being here with us. As I said, we apologize for the past 2 weeks, but we're going to try to be very consistent going forward. What I can encourage you guys to do, I know that this is a month of celebration here in Tobago, Carnival time.
Definitely.
Please be safe
be
out there.
Safe, yes.
Participate in the events. This weekend is Blue Food. I mean, when it comes to food, I love my belly. So, you know, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. So, make your way up to it's Bloody Bay. I mean, participate in all the events. But please, be safe on the roads. Welcome the visitors. Put on your best Tobago customer service. Don't watch somebody bad eye and talk down to them. Welcome them to Tobago. Welcome them to Tobago. Yes, and we're going to be here, of course, talking sports, because sports is happening right throughout the country. Talk about football, netball, and all these different things. We're going to be informative, we're going to be interactive, and we're going to be entertaining. Continue to be safe and have a wonderful rest of your night.
Have a great night, Trinidad and Tobago.